And here's your host, Steve Shedler.
Hi there. Morning. Or as my bird, Buzz, the parrot, would say, good morning. Good morning. Hey, it's a Friday morning, Friday, March 15th. We are doing the morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media. It is brought to us, as always, by Home Plate Sports Cards in Oskaloosa. No place like Home Plate Sports Cards at 1516 A Avenue East, Oskaloosa. Call 641-676-1516. Open Wednesday through Friday, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Saturday, noon to 6. Sunday, noon to 4. Again, that's Home Plate Sports Cards, 676-1516 at 1516 A Avenue East, Oskaloosa. We send a big thanks to Home Plate Sports Cards for bringing us our morning wake up. Hey, let's wake up with our forecast. It's brought to us by the Garden Gate. And Cindy, located at 105 South Jefferson in Sigourney, 622-3191. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 9 to noon. And our weather for today, well, not too bad of a day. Sunshine with a high around 58, just a little bit of a northwest wind. So, yeah, no complaints there for today. Clear skies tonight, maybe a little bit more windy, a low of 38. Sunshine, breezy, and 59 tomorrow. West winds gusting up to 30 miles per hour, so definitely hold on to your hats. Clear skies and blustery tomorrow night, a low of 30. Sunday will be mostly sunny, 45 and breezy. So, yeah, enjoy today. Today should be the highlight of the weekend. Currently, we have humidity at 85%, northwest winds at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, the barometer at 30.16 and 44 degrees here in southeast Iowa. Your weather brought to us by the Garden Gate. Stop in there for some fresh floral arrangements, jewelry, home decor, sympathy gifts, something for everyone at the Garden Gate. Coming up later on today, we will release the question of the day. And that goes on at noon on the Steve Shetler Media Facebook page. What are some habits by other people that annoy you? This could be a loaded question for the question of the day. What are some habits by other people that annoy you? What do you think? We'll put that question out there on Facebook at noon today. That is brought to us by Amy's Salon House and Spa, located at 202 North Main in Sigourney. Call or text for an appointment at 641-622-3772. What else we got? We had This or That. That's always put out at 6 a.m. weekday mornings, brought to us by Stacy Flynn at the Legacy Insurance Group and Welcome Realty in Sigourney. Your This or That for today is a gas stove or an electric stove. What do you think? Let us know. Just scroll back a little ways this morning, and you can comment saying this or that, gas stove or electric stove. That's our argument for today. What do you think? You can let us know in the comments for this or that. Of course, we've got our tournament going on right now for the fun of it. It's the 90s Country Male Superstar. This tournament sponsored by Sarah's Quickie Delivery. And let's see here. There's your current standings. So far this week, all of the big names, as you would expect, have moved into the second round. That includes Garth Brooks, Tim McGraw, George Strait, Alan Jackson. Those four into, what would that be? The quarterfinals? Our current matchup right now, let's bring that up for you to take a look at, is a battle between Vince Gill and John Michael Montgomery, as the winner of that matchup will face Garth in the second round. And Vince versus John Michael Montgomery. Currently, John Michael Montgomery has the lead. We'll see if he can hold on to that until 6 p.m. this evening. So, again, our tournament, 90s Country Male Superstar for the Fun of It tournament, brought to us by Sarah's Quickie Delivery in Oskaloosa, 641-638-0756. Their food delivery service around the Oskaloosa area. Coming up later on today, not too far away from the Iowa Music Showcase, live at Barnwired in Sigourney, as Brittany Sword will be coming to town. I know she's looking forward to today, 11:30 to noon, live at Barnwired in Sigourney. Get some coffee, get some lunch, do some shopping at Barnwired while I interview Brittany Sword right there live in store in front of a live audience. It's fun. You should come check it out at Barnwired. If you can't make it in person, you can watch it live here on Steve Shuttler Media, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's Brittany Sword live as the Iowa Music Showcase today at Barnwired in Sigourney. Then tomorrow morning, we'll get up early, 8 a.m. for the sports section. That'll be live at Brothers Market in downtown Sigourney. Come in, do some grocery shopping. Maybe stop and check out the show for a little while. It's funny because we're right there when you come into Brothers Market on Saturday mornings. People come in and if they don't know what's going on, they're kind of shocked that a live broadcast is going on right there when you walk into Brothers Market. But that's fine. You know, we expect the ambiance, we expect the racket of the your what am I trying to say here? The grocery carts. That's what I'm trying to say. When you push your grocery cart in, it's going to make some clanking metal wheel noise that all grocery carts do. But, that's what we want. We want the live ambiance, the live feel of a Brothers Market. Do some grocery shopping. Check things out. Check out the show for a minute or two. Sports section live at Brothers Market. Eddie Conrad going to be the guest host tomorrow. And I know we're going to be talking with Alex Holt of the Sigourney soccer program. We've got Jared Jensen from the Sigourney High School track team. Stop in, check it out here on Steve Shuttler Media, the sports section live from Brothers Market. Let's see, have I hit everything? Coming up tonight, I'll bring up my race show info. But coming up tonight, I'm going to be hanging out at the Penn Central Mall for a little bit this evening. I think I'm going to be hanging out right next to Curtis Vanderwall's car at the Penn Central Mall. They are hosting their car show. If you like race cars, there's going to be plenty of those in the Penn Central Mall in Oskaloosa from 5 to 8 this evening, and they're also doing it tomorrow. But I'm going to be hanging out there, kind of promoting the Tuesday night tune-up show, TNT. We'll be just hanging out, not doing any broadcasts or anything, but just hanging out, maybe passing out some Steve Shuttler Media stickers, maybe passing out some info for this show to interested viewers. So, check that out, the Penn Central Mall this weekend. And, of course, here in about a month, we'll be getting into the Tuesday night tune-up live from Smoky Row in Oskaloosa. Hey, we are doing the morning wake-up here on Steve Shuttler Media, brought to us by Home Plate Sports Cards, and we're live in the Oski Dental Studios. A good morning to you guys. Let's check things out. Rebecca, I salute you. You have been very active on my page here for the last several weeks, and I appreciate that. Nancy, Alan, Amber, Marcia, Tracy, Kurt and Kathy, Sherry, Becky, Bruce. It's a Bruce doubleheader right there. Dan and Sherry, good morning to everybody. Thank you for hanging out, tuning in on a Friday. Let's get to some birthdays. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. By the way, shout out to Sparkling Ice Starburst. This is some good stuff. They're not sponsoring me, but I'll put a plug in. This is some tasty stuff to drink in the morning. Strawberry, Starburst, Sparkling Ice. Let's see here. Some birthdays for today. Judd Hirsch, actor from Taxi. Dear John, 89 years old for Judd Hirsch. Jimmy Swaggart, the televangelist, 89 years old. Mike Love from the Beach Boys is 83. We've got Sly Stone from Sly and the Family Stone, 81 years old. Baseball player Mickey Hatcher, played for the Dodgers, 69. Dee Snider, We're Not Gonna Take It, from Twisted Sister, Lead singer from Twisted Sister, the big blonde hair and the face paint, 69 years old. Italian model and actor, Fabio. Fabio turning 65. Singer Terence Trent D'Arby. Had that song Wishing Well, back in the 80s? 62 years old. I always remember the name Terence Trent D'Arby. It's always stuck with me. But anyway, it's his birthday. Guitarist Bret Michaels, singer, songwriter Bret Michaels from Poison, always wearing the bandana, 61 years old. We got Mark McGrath from the band Sugar Ray, turning 56. Mike Tomlin, football coach for the Steelers, 52. Actress Eva Longoria, 49. will.i.am from the Black Eyed Peas is 49. And rap singer Young Buck, 43 years old. On this date in history, it was a bad day for Julius Caesar, the Ides of March. It was on this date in 44 BC that Julius Caesar walked into a surprise party where basically he was stabbed to death by everybody he trusted. So, Ides of March on this date. It was on this date back in 1906, Britton Rolls and Royce Johnson founded Rolls-Royce. 1906. 1937, the very first blood bank. I've come to take your blood. Was established in Chicago. First blood bank back in 1937. Today is, on the National Day calendar, it's National Kansas Day. It's everything you think is wrong day. Whatever that means. It's National Peanut Lovers Day. It's National Pears Helene Day. And National Shoe the World Day. Shoe the World. Does that mean like to give a pair of shoes to somebody? Maybe? That's me guessing. As far as Peanut Lovers Day goes today, did you know the average child will eat 1,500 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches before he or she graduates high school? Fact. The average American eats 3.36 pounds of peanut butter each year. So we're a big peanut butter and, especially peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. We eat lots of peanut butter here in the United States. Let's see here. Good morning. Yeah, I think I'm caught up on all the good mornings right now. Let's go to things you need to know. Oh, yeah. Things you need to know. Electric car maker Fisker has hired experts to guide them through a possible bankruptcy. So, again, more proof that electric cars just aren't catching on. Other things you need to know. Well, it took a while, but Keurig has finally come up with coffee pods that are 100% compostable. Compostable, however you want to say that. But they are that way now. Good morning, Rachel. Good morning, Dodie. Let's see here. If you're a Twilight fan, Lionsgate Television is working on a Twilight animated series. Exciting news there. Christy Brinkley sharing that she has been diagnosed with a common form of skin cancer. So, best wishes to Christy Brinkley. How about Robert Downey Jr.? His wife Susan says they have what they call a 2-week rule, where they don't go more than 2 weeks without seeing each other or being together as a family, regardless of the situation. So, again, the 2-week rule for the Robert Downey Jr. family. The Barbie movie. Mark Ronson says that he and Barbie director Greta Gerwig had to fight with the studio to keep the song I'm Just Ken in the movie. Evidently, the studio didn't want that, but the directors fought to keep it in, and it made the cut. Other stuff you need to know. A new study claims that the exercises that engage muscles without a lot of movement, such as wall squats and planks, may be best for lowering your blood pressure. So if you want to lower your blood pressure, do that type of exercise. The Pittsburgh Penguins from the National Hockey League had to cancel their planned Jaromir Jagr bobblehead night. Jaromir Jagr, world-class hockey player back in the day. They were celebrating him with a bobblehead night last night. By the way, I haven't showed my bobblehead in a way. I don't know if anybody's going to have a Steve Shetler bobblehead night anytime soon, but there you go. Anyway, Jaromir Jagr bobblehead night with the Pittsburgh Penguins last night. They had to be canceled after finding out that someone had stolen the entire shipment of bobbleheads. So if you see some bobbleheads for Jaromir Jagr, the hockey player, popping up on eBay, you might want to get one because they were stolen and will be hard to find. Let's see here. As major oil refineries begin cutting back their production, we are being warned that higher gas prices are right around the corner. Yeah, love it. That wouldn't be good for Joe Biden, I wouldn't think, heading into the political season. But we'll see how things go there. And then Amazon. Evidently, they are going to be trying out a new sales event called the Big Spring Sale. Look for that next Wednesday through the following Monday, the Big Spring Sale from Amazon. Let's go to today's Impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. Question. Impossible. Let's go to it. 48% of high school and college age students say they use this for help with their homework. And it's been under a lot of discussion here in the last few days. Again, nearly half of high school and college age students say they use this for help with their homework. The answer is TikTok. Half of students say they use TikTok for their homework. Good morning, Bubby. Hey, let's see here. Let's skip ahead. Let me get past some of this stuff. Let me do a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
That is weird.
Let's do some weird news. As how would you like to have your kids dropped off by the school bus a mile away from where they're supposed to be dropped off? That happened. An undisclosed number of Boston elementary school students were dropped off at the wrong stop Monday afternoon, about a mile from some of their homes. Now, the principal sent a letter to the school community on Tuesday saying some students assigned to the afternoon bus HS378 were incorrectly dropped off by a substitute bus driver. Family members of one of the students affected spoke with a TV station out of Boston on Tuesday and said the 10-year-old boy was dropped off more than a mile from his home. He had no idea where he was, and they say he has been traumatized. I'm sure there will be a lawsuit or two coming out of that. Titanic. Australian mining tycoon Clive Palmer has revived plans to build a replica of the Titanic. Jack! Near, far, wherever you are. All right. Anyway, a decade after the first floating the idea of constructing a copy of the ship, the billionaire held a press conference in Sydney on Wednesday, where he unveiled the current designs for the vessel, which he said would be far, far superior than the original. Sure. Palmer told journalists that his company, Blue Star Line, would construct the ship of love and the ultimate in style and luxury, but admitted that he does not yet have a shipyard secured to complete the construction. So, Titanic 2 no, not a movie. A real Titanic 2 evidently is on the way. Let's do some more weird news. Hundreds of people have been rescued from a scam center in the Philippines that made them pose as lovers online. This sounds creepy. Ugh. Police said they raided the center on Thursday and rescued 383 Filipinos, 202 Chinese, and 73 other foreign nationals. The center, which is about 100 kilometers north of Manila, was masquerading as an online gambling firm. Young and tech-savvy victims were often lured into running these illegal operations, which range from money laundering and crypto fraud to so-called love scams. So, yeah, lots of people arrested. Wow, that's weird. That gives you the creeps, doesn't it? Let's go to Canada. Oh, Canada. Toronto police are being heavily criticized online for what many consider a shoulder-shrugging approach to the rash of car thefts that continue to plague the greater Toronto area. Basically, the government is telling people, and this is real, they're telling people to just leave their keys out front for the criminals to just take your keys and then take your vehicle. They say that way you don't get into violent altercations with the thieves. So just let them take your car. I mean, why not just leave the keys in the car? Why even, yeah. Duh. Let's go to a helicopter and bees. California Highway Patrol pilot Shane Dixon said that he and his partner weren't quite sure what to do when they discovered thousands of bees had made a home on the nose of their helicopter. The duo typically responds to a variety of rescue, medical evacuation, and search calls for the Coastal Division's air operations team. But how do you do that with a swarm of bees on your helicopter? They said, quote, "We could have to go to a call on a moment's notice, and having the bees on the aircraft not conducive to operations." Now, they ended up calling in a beekeeper, and she got the nearly 10,000 bees off of the helicopter and took them to safety. So the bees are good, the helicopter is good, everybody's good. Finally, in some weird news today, a Florida man, this is not good. A Florida man who went to his doctor complaining his migraine medication wasn't even touching his increasingly frequent and painful headaches, was found to have parasitic tapeworm larvae in his brain. A tapeworm in his brain. After 4 months of pain, a CAT scan revealed fluid-filled sacs throughout the white matter of the 52-year-old's brain. These turned out to be larvae, that's disgusting, of the parasitic pork tapeworm, which can trigger headaches, seizures, or a stroke. The odd thing was the man didn't have the typical risk factors for the condition known as neurocystic cirrhosis. I think is how you say that. Basically, it came down to this. The man revealed that he liked to eat lightly cooked, non-crispy bacon for most of his life. That's what he liked to eat. Non-crispy, kind of the fatty, not really cooked very well bacon. They're thinking that his love of that type of bacon started this whole cycle of getting tapeworm larvae in his brain. So now he's on medication, anti-inflammatory and anti-parasitic medication to try to get the tapeworm out of his brain. Isn't that gross? Hey, it's that time of the year for spring break. Did you know the top 5 destinations for U.S. spring breakers are Panama City Beach, Florida, Cancun, Mexico, Daytona Beach, Florida, South Padre Island, Texas, and Colorado's ski resorts. Those are your top 5 for spring breakers. I don't really like to travel, so it won't surprise you that I never went on a spring break anywhere. How about you guys? Did you guys go on a spring break? Good morning to you, Cindy, Jan, Dixie. Hope you're having a good start to your day. Let's do the files of law and disorder. In some disorder, back to Canada we go. A Canadian police officer has been handed a 2-year demotion after he admitted to crashing his car on the way home from the bar. before reporting it as stolen in an attempt to evade criminal and civil liability. So again, a police officer went to a bar, got drunk, crashed his cop car, and then reported it as being stolen. The officer pleaded guilty to 1 count of professional misconduct at a disciplinary tribunal hearing. So shame on you, officer in Canada. Let's do something to make you smile, brought to us by Lifetime Dental Solutions. Let's bring up the right news.
Good news.
Good news.
Good news.
Where the good news is the bad news, don't get the final say.
Again, something to make you smile, brought to us by Lifetime Dental Solutions. Dr. Stacy Freeze right here in Sigourney for all things dental. See Lifetime Dental Solutions, cleanings, pediatrics, extractions, dentures, implant crowns, orthodontics, routine and emergency exams. Lifetime Dental Solutions, Dr. Stacy Freeze bringing us something to make you smile this morning. And that something is some really good news. The number of children who died before their 5th birthday has reached a historic low, dropping to 4.9 million in 2022, according to the latest estimates released by the United Nations Interagency Group for Child Mortality Estimation. Phew, that's a lot to say. They say, quote, behind these numbers lie the stories of midwives and skilled health personnel helping mothers safely deliver their newborns, health workers vaccinating and protecting children against deadly diseases, and community health workers who make home visits to support families to ensure the right health and nutrition support for children. So again, that's around the world. Again, a historic low for children dying before the age of 5. So it's still a horrible number, but it's very good news that it has reached a historic low. So people doing their job there. Again, something to make you smile, brought to us by Lifetime Dental Solutions. Let's go ahead and wrap this up today with some
Duh.
In some duh today. This is just weird and gross. Holding cells. You know, if you're in jail for a reason, and you're not getting luxurious accommodations. But one prisoner reportedly had an especially gross stay during his temporary detention in a Mississippi jail. Court files show that police officer Michael Christian Green has been charged with 1 federal count of deprivation of rights after allegedly forcing a man in his charge to lick urine off the holding cell's floor at the police station. Per the court papers seen by the newspaper, Green was dispatched 2 days before Christmas to a local Sam's Club to respond to a call about a family disturbance. Now, the suspect was arrested. The officer, Green, hauled him into the police station where he was placed in a holding cell. At one point, the man knocked on the door to alert Officer Green that he had to use the bathroom. But when no one came to respond, he went to the bathroom in the corner of the jail cell. Now, when Officer Green went to take the man to the booking section of the police station, he apparently didn't notice the urine on the floor, but another officer did. And then Green brought the man back to the holding cell, telling him to, quote unquote, suck it up. So the prisoner had to lick up his own pee off of the jail floor. So now the police officer who made this man do it could be seen a year behind bars if convicted.
Duh.
That is duh. And gross and wrong and weird and all sorts of stuff. That'll do it for our morning wake up here on Steve Shuttler Media. Again, brought to us by my good buddy Eddie at Home Plate Sports Cards in Oskaloosa. Make sure you stop into Home Plate Sports Cards this weekend at 1516 A Avenue East, Oskaloosa. Their hours tonight, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Tomorrow, noon to 6, and Sunday, noon to 4. There's no place like Home Plate Sports Cards in Oskaloosa. Your weather for today, brought to us by the Garden Gate. Nice day today, sunny and 58. get a little bit more breezy. Nice temps tomorrow, though, and sunny, and even more breezy on Sunday and cooler temps with a high of 45. All right, that does it for our morning wake-up, brought to us by Home Plate Sports Cards, live from the Oski Dental Studios. Coming up later on today, we will have our In Remembrance Of video at 8 a.m. I'll be heading up to Barn Wired in Sigourney for our Iowa Music Showcase with Brittany Sword. So make sure you stop in or tune in for Brittany Sword on the Iowa Music Showcase. I'll be checking in with Tassel Ridge Winery later on today. In fact, I'll be heading over to Tassel Ridge Winery later on this afternoon as the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Iowa going to be stopping in to Tassel Ridge Winery. So I'll be getting you some coverage from there later on this afternoon. And a successful farming coming up at 5:30 this evening. Tomorrow morning, the sports section. So lots to get to here on Steve Shetler Media this weekend. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday morning at 7 a.m. for the Morning Wake Up.